Hello, and welcome to Dptgtv, episode 8.
8.
8. 8. 8. This episode's on our 5 favourite cartoons as children.
Yeah.
No, not as children. 5 favourite cartoons, or 5 cartoons we really like.
So our both of our combined top 10.
Yeah, top 10 cartoons. So listen in if you like cartoons.
You can roll off your first one as well.
Me?
Yeah.
You want to hear one of my favourite cartoons, do you, Dave?
Yeah, we've been going through them, haven't we? Trying to find our top best ones.
Right.
Most influential as a kid, maybe even as well. Things that shaped your life almost.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like a lot of these did. A lot of these bring back good memories. Do
you look a bit like a turtle?
Me? Do I look like a ninja? Or do I look like a hero? Alright, I'm going to start this with the first one I thought of was Biker Mice from Mars.
Quality cartoon.
It is a quality cartoon, isn't it? You can just tell one name straight off. Mice, but also bikers, and they come from Mars.
He was tripping balls when I thought of that.
If you ever seen a cartoon, they're hardcore, aren't they?
Yeah, like hench, muscly mice.
They're gymming it up. I don't really remember if they had weapons or not. They just knock people out with their fist. They're pretty aggressive.
Knock people out with their bikes.
Yeah, they do actually, don't they? A lot of the time.
Tail whipping people with bikes and stuff.
Like, just hit them with a tyre. But yeah, they're hench, they're hardcore.
Can you remember?
They've got like earrings and all sorts of things, haven't they?
Can you remember what their nemesis name was?
Their nemesis name?
Like their main...
Yeah, their main arch rival thing? No, why? Can you?
Yeah.
You can remember loads.
Limburger cheese.
Really? Such a good memory, Dave.
Limburger cheese.
Because it says on here, they're only out for 2 years. 3 episodes over 2 years. It seems like ages I remember watching them for.
I had an awesome toy of it as well. You know, like them zip... seen them zip pulling bikes?
Yeah, and then just let it go.
I had the Harley Davidson. What was he called? I can't forget his name.
Have a guess.
Vinny.
Oh no. Oh yeah, you're right. One of them was called Vinny. Well, yeah, Throttle, Vinny, and Modo.
Vinny was the main one.
Is that the white one?
No.
He was the coolest.
Vinny was the one with the leather jacket and like a Harley bike kind of thing.
With one robot arm.
Yeah, he was the coolest. No, that was the one. Robot arm was sports bike one.
Nah, that was the white guy.
Was it?
Yeah.
Vinny was the coolest, mate.
I like the white guy personally.
But he was nuts, wasn't he?
Oh, okay. Vinny, yeah, with the leather jacket.
Did he have a robot arm?
No, he didn't have a robot arm.
No.
It was the grey mice that had the mouse that had the robot arm. Yeah, it brings back good memories to be fair. He's the main guy to be honest, Vinny actually, Dave, now you say that. In the middle with the so
do you
remember when it came out, Dave? You must know the decade of watching it. It's pretty much all my cartoons are from this decade.
Must be like 1998 or something.
That's not too far. 93.
93. Wow.
I probably watched it a bit later than 93 because I remember watching it with Ed, my brother.
Yeah.
And he was born in 92.
Yeah.
Doubt he was watching it at 1. Yeah, Biker Mice from Mars. So I reckon we watched it mid to late 90s. That's what I'm thinking.
Do you reckon that's what shaped our love for motorbikes and that as kids?
Definitely, partly, yeah, actually.
Like, I want to be as cool as
these mice.
That would explain my love for like
Harleys,
like custom beasts and things like that.
And robot arms. What channel was it on, babe? Do you remember? I feel like all these were on this channel as well. All these things I liked.
ITV.
Yeah, ITV was good, but nah. Channel 4.
Channel 4.
T4. Remember T4?
T4. I remember T4.
Yeah, it brings back memories. I like Biker Mice from Mars.
That's banging. Limburger cheese, mate.
I can't believe I could do like that.
quite an ironic name for mice, isn't it? Cheese.
Yeah.
You thought they'd be best pals. But the cheese is another word for money as well. So like he had all the money and everything. He was just like
really?
main crime boss. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was all
What
about.
was it? A mouse?
No, he was a person.
Person.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe that's like a metaphor.
Maybe people
for,
that
like,
don't know these, they were like human-sized mice, weren't they? We're basically humans with mice's heads, weren't they?
Definitely.
Yeah. They had arms and legs. Didn't have 4 legs. Stood up. They were bipedal, weren't they? And they rode motorbikes.
What word is that? Bipedal?
Yeah.
You've been watching too much Attenborough, mate.
What's talking 2 legs? Bipedal mice.
Mice are sapiens.
I mean, their heads were human-sized heads, but slightly mouse-shaped. Almost nothing to do with mice, I think.
No, yeah. As were most of them cartoons, they just had like different animals from different things.
Basically, all they had that made them look like mice was the ears.
Yeah.
Mice ears, and they did have mice tails, but it was not like a massive thing. They had human mouths and everything.
I've just thought of one that, like, of a cartoon that I used to watch that I would have put on this list, but that just kind of reminded me about it.
What?
Remember Captain Bucky O'Hare?
No. Oh, actually, yeah. I don't really remember what it's like, but I do.
Space Rabbit. Mate, that was quality.
One of my favourite.
And that was another thing that I was on about that says, like, you think there's so many episodes of it, but there was only, I think there was like 6 episodes of this program, but it was a banging cartoon.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna rate Biker Mice and Mars from like as a 8.5 out of 10.
Definitely.
It was a banger.
I feel as though that most lads from our age would put that up there as one of their best.
It's probably a boy cartoon, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Fighting motorbikes.
Was there a girl?
A girl mouse.
Motorbike, you know, yeah, girl mouse in that.
She rode a Vespa. Zip 50. She's on L plates.
Stabilizers.
No, I don't remember any girl mice, to be fair.
It was very good, Tom. That was a good one.
Cheers, mate. That was one of my all-time faves.
When we were going through them and you named a couple, I was just like, that was a banger, actually.
There was some wicked 90s cartoons, weren't there?
Yeah, that was when all the cartoons were the cartoons.
There was like more aggressive. It's all about fighting, weren't they? Fighting the big boss man.
Yeah, basically. So that moving me on to my one there, Tom, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you one more thing I was going to give. So, when I've searched these up just to get a little bit of info, they've got IMDb rating, which I'm surprised I didn't know. IMDb rated all these old school cartoons from the 90s. But IMDb rating is 7 out of 10. Like, IMDb, like the rating on movies, I find them quite harsh, don't you think? Like, it's quite a good one to go by. They don't overrate stuff. So I'm impressed by that for that 90s cartoon, for it to get a 7 out of 10.
Better than like Rotten Tomatoes or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's it. You can actually trust the IMDb rating.
But
basically, if it's above a 6, it's worth watching for anyone.
You got to think who that audience is, who's giving you these ratings.
Or what? It's going to be only people that watched it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And the only people that have watched that were people that watched it
would know
back in the 90s.
To do that, because what was it?
IMDb.
Yeah, that
wasn't
wouldn't have
out
existed then, would it?
Yeah, fair point to that. Yeah, so it's only going to be rated by people that really did like it.
Basically, go back and watch it.
Mostly, anyway, yeah.
Oh,
that's a really fair point.
It's another cartoon now. It's just popping into my head now, and it ain't even on my list. Might leave it for the end for a bonus one.
Alright, go on, do it. We got time.
Right, so number 2, or my first one, Johnny Bravo.
Quality.
That is a classic banger. Classic.
Cool guy.
The coolest. Some might say the coolest.
Yeah, I taught him everything he knew.
But
Did he actually ever talk?
Yeah, he talked loads.
But like loads?
Loads.
Just say a couple cool things.
Hey, mama.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though. He didn't say loads, did he?
Yeah. He used to chat on about all sorts of
really?
crap. Yeah.
Did he always have a comb in his hands as well? Yeah.
Yeah. He always yeah. He was probably what gives most blokes our age like body dysmorphia, thinking that I want to be as hench as him. Tiny little legs, skipping leg day obviously.
More day on the shoulders.
Yeah, just huge upper torso.
More day on his fat head.
Perfect V, innit?
Yeah.
Perfect V taper.
Mr. Strong.
And that was it, and he was so sexist. Well, that's what people would say now.
Yeah.
But
it's just a lad.
He was, mate. He was just trying to get his end away every day, basically. That's all he cared about, was trying to get his end away with women. And failing epically.
Yeah, he did. He was a big failure at it. I'm not really sure why. Because he was the right stud. He was well good looking, wasn't he?
Exactly. Yeah.
His hair always reminded me of from Greece.
Oh yeah.
People from Greece who are just stuck out like that, and they've always got a comb in their hand as well, haven't they? Like.
It's supposed to be based on Elvis Presley's.
Yeah, which I suppose that was that sort of era as well from Greece. They were all loving the greasy hair, sticking out the front. Yeah.
Like engine grease.
What colour was his hair? Blonde?
Yeah.
Is it blonde? Yeah.
But that comes on to another good point about everyone thinking it's sexist. What a lot of people didn't realise was, when they were trying to get this cartoon put on the Cartoon Network, that's what I used to watch when I was a kid, Cartoon Network was banger for cartoons of our age, that they weren't actually going to show it. But it was 3 high-ranking women in the network that actually got the fought for that show to be aired. And how mad's that, considering how
they fancied them, you said?
Yeah, probably fancied them. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting fact compared, because that's what people automatically think when they hear about it, they know about it. Like, yeah, he was well bad to women.
Yeah, he was a bit. He used to get slapped, didn't he?
Yeah,
quite a few slaps. Never learnt from it.
At least he tried.
Mm. Yeah, I was going to say, do you ever remember it? I know there's a number of cartoons. I can't think of any right now. But was there ever any cartoons that you found hot, like a female in the cartoon that you thought was like really good looking? There definitely was for me. I remember watching the cartoons just for that. They might not even be humans. It might be like a mice or something, but. You know, like what is it?
Wasn't Vinny from Bag of
No. I can't think right now, but I know for a fact that there's some artists be like, yeah, I like that cartoon. But it wasn't. I just liked one of the characters from it.
I'm trying to think.
Like Minnie Mouse, whatever. Like some people think she's good looking, but she's not. But
I'll have to come back to that question.
Yeah, I think one might pop into my head in a bit. There's definitely some I used to watch. I can't think. I'm sure there will be for you.
Right. Another interesting.
Have you got on?
Just another interesting fact about Johnny Bravo's voice and the things he used to come out with. It's supposed to be from a mixture of a young and old Elvis Presley. That's where his voice originated from. And
so when you say young and old, do you mean middle-aged?
No, like the young Elvis Presley and the oldest. He died fairly young.
Yeah. Was he in his 30s or 40s?
Yeah, 40s or something. Sitting on the toilet. And also, one other last fact, Seth MacFarlane, the guy who created Family Guy and American Dad and everything like that, he was actually a writer during its first year, and Cartoon Network is where Seth MacFarlane got his break into doing animation and everything. So I find that kind of intriguing, and probably why it's that kind of humour, like a little bit off.
Yeah, no, it does make a little bit of sense when they say that.
Almost adult.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of them were good as well, like, because your mum or dad would probably sit there and watch these cartoons with you and kind of find it a bit funny as well. Mm-hmm. But you don't notice them tones when you're younger.
Yeah, definitely. I like things like that. I like watching that with the kids now. Stuff that's got adult jokes in. We've got an IMDb rating for that, Dave. Have you got a rating for it as well?
IMDb rating for that was a 7.2 out of 10.
High, isn't it?
High.
I'm like high for a cartoon like that.
I'd say, like, even my dad talks about it now and everything. He still comes out with, like,
Johnny quotes.
Hey, mama.
No, he doesn't.
He does to me. Like, it's an ongoing joke because he knows that I used to watch that all the time.
Yeah, I remember that even more.
It's
actually quite a good impression there, to be fair.
I would put that up in an 8. I would give that an 8 in my childhood.
Fair play.
And that's Johnny Bravo.
I do like it, but I don't remember it as well as some of my cartoons I watched just because it was a Cartoon Network one. We didn't have Sky. We used to watch that down Toby's though. He had Sky.
Rich kid, isn't he?
Yeah. The cartoon ad.
Sky's lame.
Sky.
Biggest rip-off now. It's almost, I would put that almost on the lines of BBC TV license. Sky TV.
What, that rip-off it or?
Yeah, it's just like...
More expensive though, isn't it? Some people pay mega money for it, don't they?
That's what I mean. So you're paying for it as well as they charge you subscriptions for all the other channels and that as well. So
yeah, anything you actually want to watch.
You should be paying for it and then that's it. You get
all of that. Alright. Moving on.
Number 3.
So, I feel like this is probably my all-time favourite cartoon. Again, to watch with my brother. Again, we probably watched it mid to late 90s, mid 90s. Oh my god, there's only ever one season made. I feel like we watched it for years. So Wacky Racers.
That is
remember Wacky Racers?
Yeah.
It's so good. So Wacky Racers, if you haven't seen it, the gist of the storyline is it'll be a race.
Oh, really?
A race between these wacky different groups, like wacky different vehicles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the main guys, wasn't it? Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
Yeah.
Like they were the baddies as well. They were the main people. They were the baddies. Like as a bit of a. Normally it's not that, but all the other groups are still quite important.
They're
I don't know.
Always trying to win by cheating.
Yeah.
So they get really, really far ahead, then stop.
Yeah. They'd never win. They never won, did they?
If they just carried on going, they'd win.
To be fair, if they just played fair, they'd probably win because they were alright at racing.
He had like a rocket car, almost.
Yeah, he did have a rocket car, yeah. But what me and my brother used to do at the start of it, every time, we would say each of us, like, it'd be like a little bet type thing, we wouldn't bet no money or anything. It was only like 10. But we would say who we thought were going to win at the start. Because every one was different, wasn't it? Every episode, it would be a different person that would win. It'd never be Dick Dastardly and Muttley. But yeah, that's what I think that was one of the best things about it. And we'd like cheer on our person. Like, yeah, you're going to win. But I thought it was an absolute great cartoon. So what's really surprised me looking here is it says it came out in 1968.
Wow. The Hanna-Barbera, isn't it? So it's like, it's the same creators as Flintstones and
they say
like
that. It does look like that.
Hanna-Barbera.
How do you know all this? It's a cartoon head, don't you?
I just remember that every cartoon would have that. It was Hanna-Barbera, whatever it is.
Hanna-Barbera
would be at the beginning of the cartoon.
I don't remember that. You got a great memory from days as a kid.
How often do I ever turn around to you and say, "Oh, you remember that time when we were doing this?" And it was like just a specific little task or something from 7 years ago. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna go through the characters on here. The other characters.
I remember some of them.
Come on, let's hit one up.
We've got Peter Perfect.
Yeah.
Penelope Pitstop.
Oh, well done.
The Anthill Mob.
Oh, they were like old school gangsters type people, weren't they? Yeah,
gangsters. They had was this Smokey Joe or something like that?
Who's that?
It was like a guy and a bear, two redneck guy and a bear.
All slight problems there.
And it had like a smokestack chimney on the back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like with a little bend in it, like that, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, fair play.
Dick Dastardly, obviously.
Can you do an impression of Muttley?
Oh, that's the way I laugh. Yeah.
And then he'd get donked on the head, wouldn't he? To be fair, you've done quite well going through them actually, Dave. Do you know what the Ooga Booga guys were called? Remember the Ooga Booga guys? Like cavemen, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
So apparently they're called rock slag.
Can't remember that.
I remember that.
Rock slag. Who's the one who drives a tank? There was a tank one.
Yeah,
wasn't there?
the Army Surplus Special, driven
Yeah.
by Sergeant Blast and Private Meekley. Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. That was the one you said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Anthill Mob. They drove the Bulletproof Bomb. It was like an old gangster car, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was banging.
The Bouldermobile was what the Slag Brothers. That's what it says here.
Rock, wasn't it?
It was a rock. Even more prehistoric than
Didn't they used to bang it to make it move or something?
Bang
Like
each
that?
other on the head, didn't they? Ding, ding, ding. The Bouldermobile, yeah. So the Creepy Coupe, driven by the Gruesome Twosome.
That was like a haunted house on wheels almost.
Yeah. And it was like Dracula type thing, and like a big dumb, almost a bit like Frankenstein, but not green and stuff.
It's like a manservant. kind of
Yeah.
thing.
The Convent, a car, driven by Professor Pat Pending.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't really remember him.
I remember the name, Professor Pat Pending.
Yeah, it looks like a bit like Isaac Newton or something.
Patent pending.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that. The Crimson Hay Baler, driven by Red Max.
What's that?
It's just like an aeroplane.
yeah,
I
the
don't
red-
really
it's like-
remember him. He didn't stand out too much.
He's like supposed to be like the Red Baron, who's
Oh,
a
yeah.
German war pilot.
Okay, yeah. So the Compact Pussycat was the one driven by Penelope Pitstop.
Yeah.
To be fair, she was one I quite liked actually. The cartoon now, you say that she was alright, Penelope. The Army Slurper Special, I've said that, driven by Sergeant Blast and Private Meekley. The Arcanus Chuggabug, driven by the Bubble Bear.
That's what I was on about.
Ah, with the chimney.
The chimney stack on the base.
Yeah, I remember it being a house with a chimney, but yeah, now you say that.
I kind of remember.
Yeah, that was quite cool as well. This one, the Buzz Wagon.
Oh
Had
yeah,
saw blades for wheels, didn't it? Driven by Rufus
big lumberjack.
Roofcut and Sawtooth. Lumberjack guy and a little beaver. And then it was the Meme Machine that was driven by Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
Do you know what?
But like they used to like different little things. That's what I remember about the one with the saw blade wheels. Just like cut through stuff. I thought that was cool. Let's back him.
Do you know what a cartoon came off that as like a side cartoon?
With Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
I think they were in it as well. Yeah.
I definitely watched it.
Catch the pigeon.
Oh yeah.
Catch the
Oh, that was
pigeon.
great, wasn't it? Yeah.
And that was their.
Yeah, they were in that. They were in that.
Yeah, they
weren't
were.
And, yeah.
They were trying to catch the pigeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was this little side.
There was someone else
thing
tried to
that
catch
came off
pigeons as well, though, wasn't there? Wasn't just them.
it. Can't remember.
Yeah, Wacky Racers. Wacky Racers. I don't know. I think I really like just how it was set. Like that you wouldn't know who was going to win.
And when you said there's only one season of that.
It says one season, which I'm mega surprised. I just remember there being so many. And it came out in '68.
It's crazy.
Again, I would have watched this in the '90s. I'm sure I would have.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, this is my all-time favourite. I'm going to give it an 8 3/4 out of 10. And IMDb rating it 7.5 out of 10.
Still high.
That is massively high. Isn't it?
Cartoon
It's
from
massively
60s.
high.
Massively high for a cartoon of the 60s.
Do you want to know who won the series? Who won the most races in the series, and therefore accumulated the most points?
Peter Perfect.
You think it'd be someone a bit more interesting? It was the Slag Brothers with their rock for a car.
Dun, dun.
I think it's because a lot of the other guys, especially like the Dick Dastardly, that they were extreme, would just do too much stuff to try and win and beat people and do a little cheat or something. The Slag Brothers would just go. They were like the tortoise, weren't they? They just keep going, and they get through the line in front, like, oh.
Massive concussions.
I was surprised by that.
I'm quite surprised by that.
I am. I like how you can get this info on the internet. So this is Google, people asking questions.
Yeah. Anything else, or is that it?
Nah.
You wrapped up?
That's it. I wanted to say how many extra episodes, but I couldn't find it. It's just one series, but
yeah, it could be loads of episodes.
It could be, yeah. So I wanted to know. I feel like it was loads, but I don't know.
It's all a lot like that actually. And then you find out there's barely any. You're just watching the same ones over and over again.
Yeah. So I think that's my all-time favourite.
Right. So my number 2.
Number 4.
But not actual number 4. Dexter's Laboratory.
Another Cartoon Network, isn't it? Watching that down Toby's.
Cartoon Network was the best channel on there. It wasn't one for like Nickelodeon or anything like that. But Cartoon Network, I used to have all the bangers on there.
I like Dexter's Lab. I did.
Have you seen it? There's a picture somewhere. I've seen it on Facebook. It's like had a picture of the people in Dexter's Lab. Put it next to that. What's that one called with Sheldon in and that?
How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Third Rock from the Sun. No.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
And there's a picture next to them, and the characters that were in Dexter's Laboratory and the people who were in the Big Bang Theory, they're all stood there next to each other, and they look really, really similar, almost like it's based on that.
Yeah.
But ain't. Yeah. But yeah, Dexter's Laboratory, banging. Who didn't want to have a secret laboratory in the bedroom?
Yeah. Under the whole house, massive.
No, yeah, that their mum and dad don't know about. Who didn't want to have all them cool science project-y things?
No, I didn't.
Definitely.
I did.
Definitely developed my brain of thinking like later on of just like cool stuff and being half intelligent at least. Not school wise, obviously.
I really liked I liked his annoying voice and how annoyed he got with everything. His big sister?
Yeah.
Or little sister. She was bigger than him. I don't know if she was younger or older. She was stupid compared to him.
You are stupid!
Yeah. He'd just be so annoyed about it. He'd just be poking stuff. What's this? What's that? What's this?
But how... I didn't really get why his mum, his dad and his sister are all American, but he's Scottish.
Oh, is he?
He had a Scottish accent,
did he?
yeah.
Did he really?
That's why he was like, you are stupid. Dee, get out of my room.
That was his sister, yeah.
Dee, yeah.
You sure he had a Scottish accent?
Pretty
Dee, get out of my room! He definitely didn't.
Scottish
accent. Definitely didn't have a Scottish accent.
You definitely...
I will check after.
Yeah, you can check now while I talk about another thing about it.
Alright, you give me a fact or two.
Well, just say what accent was Dexter.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Dexter's Laboratory. So a fact, Dexter's Lab was the first original animated series on Cartoon Network. So it was the first banger that they released. That Cartoon Network actually released and put on there, which is quite a big milestone for it.
Alright, this is on here. Despite coming from a typical all-American family, Dexter speaks with a Russian accent.
Russian?
That's what it says.
Nah.
A reference to Gendy Takatovsky's own accent that he spoke with during childhood. I'm guessing he's like the writer, is he?
Nah, it sounded well more Scottish than it did Russian. I
don't remember it sounding Russian, but I don't think it was Scottish.
My guess.
I just remember it being annoying. But I quite liked that it was annoying. It was definitely different to everyone else's.
Yeah.
His sister's was really annoying. That was like a classic annoying American girl accent.
Dexter's voice was voiced by 3 different women. Did you know that?
Dexter was women's voice.
Dexter's voice was voiced by a woman.
Really?
You see some of the people that do the voices for all these different cartoons and that, and you were just like Bart Simpson's done by a woman, like an old woman.
Oh yeah, I love that when you get to see who it is.
Yeah.
And you just would not expect it, would you?
Homer kind of looks like Homer.
What?
Homer out of Simpsons. He kind of looks like, almost like a little bit like Homer.
Oh, the guy that does it.
Yeah,
the actual person does it. Oh, really?
Oh, okay, yeah, mouth and that and everything.
Okay, fair enough.
But once again, as well, Seth MacFarlane is who was a storyboard artist for Dexter's Lab and co-wrote 4 episodes. Seth MacFarlane of Family Guy.
This is a 90s cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and he Cartoon Network, like I said again, was where Seth MacFarlane got his big break in TV and moved on to make Family Guy and make God knows how much money. But yeah, Dexter's Lab, who didn't want to have all the cool gizmos, do all the cool science experiments and have a cool lab and
be as geeky as Dexter.
I know, yeah, that
geeky and as short and as ginger.
That was his downfall.
And as Russian sounding. And Scottish sounding at the same time.
It didn't explain why he had it in the cartoon though, did it? It's like, you don't need an explanation for that stuff.
Nah.
Yeah, stupid.
It's to make him sound like a mad scientist a bit more, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah. Dee, get out of my laboratory! So yeah, I didn't see what the IMDb rating was for Dexter's Laboratory. Let's see if I can go quickly.
I'm going to take a guess. See it's going to...
Yeah, what would you guess?
I'm going to 5.2.
Mate, 7.9.
Really? It's the highest yet, isn't it?
No, yeah. IMDb. It was the original one.
What?
That's high. And I'll put that up there as... I'll give it a 7.5. Just because it was so cool and kind of wanted to be him. But if him against Johnny Bravo... If it was a mixture of Johnny Bravo and Dexter's Lab... Dexter...
Yeah.
That would be like the coolest person in the world. Look, there's that picture. Let me show you of the Big Bang Theory and
okay, yeah.
How much do they all look alike?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think he's a sister.
But I think them 2 other characters only played like in like one.
I don't really remember them that much.
They were in like 1 episode or something. So yeah, Dexter's Lab number 4.
Fair play. I'm well surprised by that IMDb. I'm surprised by all of them, to be fair, but
they're quite generous on there.
They are, because like I said, I always thought they were quite stingy. Not stingy, but straight talking, like hard cut movie rating.
And it all depends on the audience. Of that, you can get a really good film on whatever that you might find is really good.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah,
gets a shocking review from someone.
But generally, I always think you will never get to see one that's got a really good review that is not good at all in any way. Like everyone thinks it's kind of. I know everybody's different.
And you usually find that, like, especially with newer films and that, it's however much money the movie company pays the people to rate it. You know?
Do you reckon? Yeah. I don't think it's fixed like that.
To a certain degree, if I want my movie to do really good and there's a good ratings company who people like, I'd be like, mate, I'll give
it's
you...
It's illegal, Dave.
I'll slip you a mil to do me a really good rating. Okay, done.
You're saying this is corrupt business?
Everything's corrupt in this world, Tom. There's nothing not corrupt.
I feel like IMDb is one of the only things that's not corrupt anymore. It's everything they stand for. Right, shall I move on for one of mine?
Yep. Number 5, yeah.
Number 5. Number 3 for me.
It's a banging amount of time as well. 5. It's 5:30 minutes, mate.
So I feel like a lot of more people can relate to this one, even people that never used to see it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Hamsters.
You remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? They're still about now as like a new there's new stuff in there.
Exactly.
I think there's been movies as well. There's been at least one movie with like real turtles.
I think it's 3 movies.
When I say real turtles, I mean real people, not a cartoon.
The first one, like, it's just like they're all wearing suits and that. It's real people in a suit.
Oh right, okay. Well, the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell as well.
Yeah.
Looks like people with a little plastic shell on
Yeah.
and some little cheap green suits,
like a Halloween costume.
Yeah, basically, like one they picked up for like 20 quid. But they were quite good at spinning some weapons. Again, classic 90s cartoon, all about fighting. I think one of the best things about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like the weapons they had on it.
Oh yeah, defo. Which one? If you had to pick one, which one would you be?
It would probably. I'm sure you can tell me his name. I think the one in the orange that had a skateboard.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, I think that's right, and that's what I was going to say. That
Michelangelo had nunchucks.
Yeah, nunchucks are cool. I
Leonardo
love nunchucks.
was the main, like the
in red.
level-headed one.
In red, yeah.
He was had blue.
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 Really?
Leonardo's blue, and he had a samurai sword. Donatello was purple, and he had a stick.
Did you want always eating pizza?
No, that's Michelangelo.
How was it? Michelangelo did everything. That's
I
right.
can't. Raphael was the one in red, and he had the sai things or whatever they're called, like the three-pronged
A
things.
dagger with like side blades in it.
Yeah, they're like 3 spikes.
Yeah.
Not actually.
But the middle
middle one's
blades
longer.
longer. Yeah.
And the thing,
I thought they were just daggers.
I forget what they're called. There's a proper name for them.
It start with D and end with a dagger.
It's not a dagger. It's not a dagger.
Is that it? Have you said 3 of them? There's 5 of them, yeah?
Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael. I think there's only 4.
Oh, really? You could be right, Dave. I'm trusting you on all of this. Yeah, there is 4. Yeah, fair play.
You had the rat.
The rat, Shredder. No.
Master Splinter.
Splinter, yeah.
Master Splinter.
Yeah, because all the other characters were cool as well, weren't they? Splinter was cool.
Shredder was
their arch enemy.
But he wasn't the actual arch enemy. He was just a henchman.
The main henchman for that weird little round
Krang.
Yeah, fair play. Such a good memory.
Bone Krang and
he looked like a fetus, basically, didn't he? I think he was inside like a robot-y or some sort of body. He was just like this little ugly fetus.
He lived in another dimension.
Not anyone listened to him. Could have just squished him.
Yeah, he lived in another dimension, and he used to phone Shredder in this dimension to go and
on his iPhone
to get the turtles. Yeah, well, they had little flip phones.
So before their time, flip phones. That was like probably where flip phones came from. Do you know when it came out? Mutant Turtles.
70s.
87.
87.
Like the year he was born.
The year before I was born.
I was 88 as well. But
and they used to have April O'Neil.
But do you know what I mean? Oh, what, the girl?
Yeah, the news reporter.
But their flip phones weren't out at all then, were they?
No.
Like, where'd they get that idea from?
Phone Krang in Dimension X. It was my favourite episode of that was like they got a bit of the juice or something that accidentally turned the turtles into the turtles.
Oh, right.
And they got it on these frogs, and then these frogs became like
really?
The turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Frogs.
Kind of, yeah. Rocksteady and Bebop.
That's what I was going to say. Those other 2 characters were bad, weren't they?
Warthog. He was like a warthog.
And a pig. Nah.
Something else.
What was it? They were really cool. They were proper hardcore again. Brett dumb. But I almost liked them as much as the Turtles.
Shredder's main henchman, weren't
they? They were really cool.
Rocksteady,
really stupid, weren't they?
Rocksteady and Bebop.
How old were the Turtles, Dave? Like, not how old were the actual Turtles in the thing?
Really young. Really young.
You know, I'll give you a clue. They're called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. So they were actually, It
says I've got the facts here. Leonardo was 16.
Never even really guessed.
Michelangelo, it's weird, isn't it? Michelangelo was 15 and a half, and Raphael and Donatello were both 15. Weird little fact there, isn't it? Like someone actually wanted to know.
Considering turtles in real life lived to hundreds of years.
Some do, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Giant land turtle, doesn't it? The bigger they are, the longer they live generally, isn't it?
But generally they live for a long time anyway.
Yeah.
Like even
as animals
turtle,
go, because they're so slow, isn't it? That's why you're going to live so long, isn't it?
Might go back to that argument I came about where your heart's only got so many beats in.
They did move around slow.
I wonder how fast the turtle's heartbeat is.
Boom.
Some of them are quite fast. I've seen ones of people put them like skateboards and that.
Oh, have you ever seen the pic? Yeah, on a finger skateboard.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? It was a great video. How much did that improve that turtle's life?
I know, yeah.
So there's this video floating around on the internet of a little like hand-sized turtle fitting in the palm of your hand, and the guy, it's his pet, and he puts it on a finger skateboard. Like just places it on there, doesn't he? Just don't glue it on anything tight. Just puts it on there, and you're like, it's like maybe a bit silly, like a bit tight and turtle mess around. And then the turtle absolutely loves it. And he can do like, I don't know, 10 times at least the speed he can normally do, flying about. It must have
following the dog about and
stuff
like
improved his life like tenfold. I bet he's loving life. You never want to go back off the skateboard, would he? Yeah, I've seen that video. It's great.
Yeah.
So, go on.
Let's hear some more stuff about
right. So
Ninja Turtles.
To this one, this is what I thought about. This is what I thought about all the cartoons I watched. This had 10 seasons. 10 seasons.
Well, it's still going, really. They've changed the name, I think, haven't they?
I believe
it's
so.
Not the original anymore. It's something else.
It's
like souped up Ninja Turtles or something lame.
Yeah, it's quite different. It's nowhere near as good. It's probably nowhere near as violent, is it?
No.
Because I feel like everyone knows about this one. So they changed, but they also changed the name back in the day.
Oh yeah, you said about that.
Well, so apparently they changed. I thought it was the other way round. Apparently they changed the name back in the day from Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1990. So I actually thought it was the other way round.
What's that? Oh, it was Hero Turtles.
It was Hero, and they changed it to Ninja.
Oh, right.
And then
It does sound better. They were ninjas.
So then it was apparently this is what it said. It was they did stop making it because it was too violent for a kids' TV show. But I think that's why I say all these ones that I loved, they were like that. They were all just
quite violent.
Yeah. I think the Ninja or Mutant Turtles was the worst as well because they had weapons.
But we ain't
proper weapons.
Ain't violent people, are we?
No, that's all.
From watching all that stuff.
No.
As kids, young kids, we ain't violent people. Don't go out and start battering people up and that.
No, I think I stabbed them with 3-pronged daggers to me.
What was a dagger?
Apparently that was a decision made by the BBC to get rid of that.
BBC that endorsed kiddie fiddling, basically. Nah, can't have these kids.
Get Jimmy Savile on.
They might beat up Jimmy or something like that. Don't want them fighting back.
So I've said all of these were like my favourite cartoon. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. All of mine have been 8 point something. So giving this a straight 8 out of 10. It's up there. Boy, I think this is probably the most liked by people as a general. What do you think IMDb is on it?
I'd say that's at the 9s and
it's a 7.9. It's the highest so far again, but that's the highest so far, isn't it? Yeah, that's on 7 point something.
Yeah.
They're going up slowly. We haven't done this on purpose. They're just slowly going up. They can't go up any more than that.
I would have thought it would be more than that. Just for the
going off the other ones, going from the other cartoons. But if I just had to guess straight out, I wouldn't say it's that high.
It might not class the new one as.
I don't think it does.
Just like the old, I can see where they're going with that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I've got to say about the Teenage Mutant / Ninja Turtles.
So. Was this 6? 6?
Yeah, we're on 6.
6. My one will be South Park. Ain't really a cartoon as in the sense as, well, we were quite young actually.
We were quite, but we shouldn't have been watching it.
No.
It wasn't a child's cartoon to watch.
Nah. But the creators,
I believe it's got an 18 rating or something in it. Must have.
The creators then weren't particularly that old either.
Oh really?
They were only in like their early 20s, in 18 to 20 or something maybe.
Really? In my mind, it's the original, like, rude adult cartoon.
Before Family Guy.
Yeah.
Before Simpsons started getting rude.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were other ones, but it's the mainstream one that I know of.
And they just didn't care about anything. They still don't as well.
Yeah, it wasn't just rude. It was just took the mickey out of everything, didn't it?
And they don't care. And they got wicked lawyers.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they did get sued by a few things and stuff.
They've been tried to be sued loads of times.
Yeah.
That's why no one bothers suing them anymore.
Oh really?
Because it's just like they go around on like freedom of speech and things like that. Basically, they did
But some of their stuff was like pretty harsh, pretty dark. Do you remember an episode called? Well, no, it wasn't an episode. It was so it was a thing in there. So they were going to war, something. They was fighting something, and one of their tactics was Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
Yeah, I do remember.
You remember that one? They put all the black people on the front lines.
Chef's like, hell no!
Like, again, it's like bringing up points.
That was the film. That was the main film.
Was that in the
going to fight Satan at the end?
Yeah. So it's bringing up points though. Like it's taking the piss out of things that have happened.
Yeah.
In more recent history, a lot of it was like stuff that's going on there and then, wasn't it? It was like quite like what was going on, but it wasn't that long ago that people were really racist still in America, and this is what they're showing. And
you know, they upset the whole Muslim community.
I can imagine, yeah.
The whole Muslim, not just like a few people, the whole Muslim community. There's a thing.
Why? Not for that.
There's a thing in the Muslim religion where you're not supposed to show a picture of the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh, what? No one's got the right to draw him, type thing.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously South Park did. They stretched it out for a whole episode, so people have had to watch it. I think it was even in 2 parts.
What, they didn't show him?
Yeah, like telling them we're gonna show it, we're gonna show it, right. We're gonna show it, and then like they stretched it out over 2 parts, and then in the end it was just like it was a lame little drawing and that, but it upset the whole Muslim community.
Really?
Yeah, crazy, mate. But that's how far that they go.
Yeah,
They
do push it quite far, don't they?
Don't care whatsoever. This was probably post 9/11 as well and things like that. Where it's just like,
when was 9/11? 91? Nah, not that. Was 2001.
Still at school, weren't we?
Nah, late in 2001.
Year 9, year 10 or something. We were in school.
I don't know. I'm all for it. Like I'm not for being harsh to certain religions or
just
people,
just
or
laugh about it. Like,
yeah, basically, yeah. Like you can't let everything hurt you, can you?
No.
I'm not saying it's right to do that, but people have just got to get over stuff a bit. And
anything
it's
can
a cartoon.
Be taking the mickey out of anything. You
take mickey out of me all the time, though.
There's not a lot that you can't make funny, really. I mean, people take it to the extremes, but yeah. Some interesting facts about South Park. Cartman's lines on the programme, like most of the stuff he comes out with, are mostly made up on the spot and everything.
Oh really?
Whereas Kenny, who you can't even understand,
oh really?
All of his lines are scripted.
Really? What, they actually meant to say something?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, because they reply to him, don't they?
Yeah.
So they know what he's saying. Because his lines are basically like.
He's talking into his jacket, isn't he?
Yeah, you actually can't hear a word he says. You just know he's talking.
You can kind of get a gist of what he's saying.
Yeah. If they want you to know as well, though, the other characters will be like, "Really, Kenny? Is this right?" Blah, 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 blah. And they'll say it, so you know what it's saying, don't you?
But yeah, which that did surprise me. You'd think they could just make Kenny up to say whatever, couldn't you? But Cartman, yeah. He comes up.
Get back in the kitchen and make me some pie. Bitch.
Kazman's a bitch.
Kazman's big fat bitch, biggest bitch in the whole wide world.
The first ever South Park episode, the pilot episode, one that came into, was actually done with stop motion using cut out bits of paper.
Oh, okay. It looked like that. It looked like that further through as well.
It did, didn't it?
They made it look like that, didn't they? Still,
but it was nothing to do with the computer. It was literally taking a picture using cut bits of paper.
Yeah. And moving it to the next picture.
So one of the longest standing, most influential cartoons that made so much money. We first started from someone taking some pictures of moving bits of paper.
Do you want to know one of my favourite characters from there? Mr. Mackey. So good, wasn't he? He was a teacher with a massive head. I mean, they all had massive heads, didn't they?
Yeah.
But he had the biggest head out of all of them.
Was that episode where his head just blows up like a balloon and it takes off?
Yeah, it does take off. I loved them. His main saying, wasn't it? Drugs are bad and you shouldn't take drugs.
But the South Park as well, so to where it is now with the episodes and the seasons, it's all done to relevant stuff going on in the world today.
Yeah.
And the humours of the kids haven't grown up, but the humour's evolved with the creators as well.
Yeah.
They've got all.
I haven't watched as many of the new episodes as you.
You should. Really.
I watched some of them with you. You showed me some of them. 'Cause I didn't even know they still made it.
Yeah, mate. Some of them are hilarious. Like Mr. Garrison's like Donald Trump and stuff as a president. Yeah. It gets weird, but it's so funny.
Again, it's quite apt of what's going on and just taking a mickey out of things that do need to be taken a mickey out sometimes, like political stuff. I'm not saying the racist stuff and that's theirs. They're taking a mickey out of racist people and stuff there, aren't they? They're not being racist themselves. Mm-hmm. But it's stuff that needs to be brought up, I think, just to show how silly some of the stuff is.
I think Chef got removed. You know Chef? I don't actually think that he was black and they made him not be allowed to do it anymore or something. Like the voice of him.
Oh really? Oh what? The guy that made the voice wasn't a black guy?
Yeah.
Sounded pretty black though.
I know. That was happening with the Simpsons as well. Apu.
Yeah.
Apu's and.
They say that Apu's not in any of the new episodes.
No.
Because I watched some of those.
Because they took away the voice of him because he wasn't actually
Indian or whatever.
Yeah, Indian or Pakistani or whatever he is.
I liked Apu as well.
I know, he was good a character actually. Funny.
Corner shop owner, wasn't he?
But it just goes to show what woke society's just drilled out of us. And I'm glad that South Park don't care.
Yeah.
And they just keep pushing.
Oh, that's it. We need people like that. I think.
As soon as people start saying, "Nah, you can't have that anymore," and banning it, then
people just go, "All right, yeah." But all of a sudden, you can't say anything or do anything.
The minority start controlling the majority, and it's just like it's downhill from there.
That's it. They're not being any isms. They're not being sexism, racist, or anything like that. They're just bringing it up to show the light of it, aren't they?
Yep.
And just saying this is the thing.
So, South Park's IMDb rating. What do you reckon?
I feel like it's going to be right down below what we've seen. I feel like a lot of people hate on it.
It's a long-standing
program. It is. It's still, like you say, it's still going now. I remember watching it. It would be like school time, definitely.
It's been tailored to the same audience. Like I said, it's like these people are growing up. As their humour changes, it's changing with the same audience. 8.7. It's like high up.
That is up there with blockbuster films, isn't it?
Even Rotten Tomatoes has given it 80%, and they don't really give much either.
I can't believe it.
26 seasons it's got.
Yeah, I do kind of believe that.
And what year do you reckon it came out?
96.
Close. 97.
Good guess, that's it.
Put it down as an action genre, yeah.
Do you remember the computer game?
Yeah, on the N64. That was banging.
Yeah, it's good, wasn't it?
It had some funny weapons and stuff, didn't it?
Snowball, you could throw a snowball, or you could like upgrade it to pee on the snowball, so you throw a yellow snowball, couldn't you?
Yeah, the chicken gun as well.
Yeah.
Sniper chicken.
Oh yeah. Shoot a chicken.
Sniper gun. No,
it made a noise of like a chicken.
We had an alien probe or something like that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's something that shot poo. Maybe Mr. Hanky. Oh, he was one of my other favourite characters. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
It got a bit silly though.
It did get a bit silly. That's why I went off it. When I got a bit older and wasn't so childlike.
They changed them to towely.
Oh really?
Like a towel.
Oh really? Yeah.
It smokes weed.
It's not silly.
It is actually funny though.
Do you know one of my other favourite characters actually? Was a slightly racist character.
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob, no. Who's that? The redneck guy?
Yeah.
Just shoots everything. No.
Yeah.
Starving Marvin. You remember Starving Marvin?
Gets on the intergalactic spaceship.
He's an Ethiopian, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was like really skinny.
Moving on to the next one.
What are you rating?
I rate that. I'd put that up as a 7.5 or something like that. It's ongoing, but it's been going on for a long time.
Do you know, I even had the CD. the music CD.
All the music.
Yeah. So I had a few songs that they just randomly selected.
Mm.
Like normal songs from different artists. But I had like the theme tune and then different songs from the thing. So like the Carmen one. Carl's mom's a big fat bitch, the biggest bitch in the whole world. Well, she's bitch, everyone's a bitch, she's the biggest.
It's all the boys and girls. Ding, 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 ding,
Such a good memory. I can remember that because I had the CD. We played
she's a bitch and does it. She's a bitch. Hey, Monday and Sunday.
So good, Dave.
Just think of how clever I'd be if I didn't have all this crap floating around my head.
And one from Chef's chocolate salty balls. Remember that? That's what I thought you actually was.
Chocolate salty balls.
Sounds like.
Put them in your mouth and suck them.
So fun, baby.
That was a banger tune. I think that got into like the top charts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That actually sounded good, and it reminded me of a black singer, like what's he called? Like I can't remember now.
It was
proper famous.
There was something about him. There was something about it.
Like. It wasn't one of my favourite characters in that, but he was a good singer, definitely.
If you go on your next one, I'll just look up the...
Right, I'm gonna... Is this my last one? This will be the last one for me, won't it? We done... What we on?
I'm on...
Is that your third one?
Yeah.
Okay, got two
No,
more.
that was my fourth one, I think.
Right, I don't know how many we've done, to be fair.
Oh, no, that was my third one, yeah.
Alright, okay.
So we're on 7, aren't we?
Alright, okay, because I've got a couple here, I'm not sure which one to choose. I'm still not debating. So this next one was...
This must be 6.
6. So it's 6.
Yeah, 6.
Really? Really? Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
I remember it, but not as well as anything else.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I think didn't really air that much.
Nah, I don't. I think you're probably right. It's a bit like, I reckon it was probably a bit of a copy from Biker Mice from Mars. It was sharks that had human legs.
Yeah.
Because they lived on the land.
Stupidly big upper torsos.
Yeah, massively strong. Way stronger than Biker Mice from Mars. Like, gym every day. And again, they just fought things, didn't they? They didn't have weapons because they were hench. They just
didn't need weapons.
Bang.
Big teeth.
Smash people up. I just remember watching this when I with my brother. What I do remember, I remember having one of the toys, rubber toy.
I do remember the toys.
Do you have a toy? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have one, but I remember them.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't that. I remember it, and I remember it being good when I seen the cartoon. But
yeah, it was good. I don't remember the cartoon so much. I remember the toy a little bit more. So again, for people that haven't seen this, it was 1994. I'm going to guess on Channel 4.
1990s is the bangers for like animation, wasn't
It's
it?
when they didn't mind about a bit of violence and stuff like that. There's 4 of them, weren't there? 4 sharks.
I couldn't even tell you the names or anything.
I can't tell you the names. I'm gonna find them. But I remember one of them being Hamhead, which was quite cool.
Yeah. I remember a big red one for some reason.
It's like a brownie red. He is red. He is red actually. In some of the things he looks more red. Yeah, that's true. So I'm gonna go for I've got what they are here. The different types of sharks. So there's Ripster, who was the leader. He was the smart one. He was a great white shark who rode a motorbike. Definitely a copy of the bike away from Mars, isn't it?
Sharky mice from Mars.
And he used to invent stuff as well. Sharky men from Saturn. And there was Jab, who was lazy but a nice guy, warm-hearted guy, and he was a boxer, and he was the hammerhead shark. Then there was Streaks. He was the ladies' man. He was a tiger shark. He's always shown wearing rollerblades.
Oh,
and yeah, I remember the one with rollerblades, don't you? He's a blade. He used to keep out the motorbike as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, he enjoys parachuting and snowboarding, and then later goes on to play the drums professionally.
I developed a whole backstory for him.
I do like that. And then the biggest one, who was also the youngest and strongest, called Slamu. He was a whale shark. Definitely not the most aggressive of sharks. Huh?
I've heard of a whale shark before.
Never heard of a whale shark? They're absolutely massive. They're not like... I'm pretty sure they eat plankton.
You're right.
Yeah. They're like spotted. Got a mouth that's really wide.
It's like a cow.
Yeah, but more shark-like and slightly more whale-like as well.
Swims in the sea.
A little bit less cowy.
A little more sharky. Mate, Sharky and George, that was a good one. Remember that one?
I do remember Sharky and George. So Slammer Road used to carry a skateboard when he wasn't cracking pavements with his big fist. So that was only on for 2 years, that series.
So many pavements that the council can pay out. Maybe that's what we've got going around on our roads around here.
Have you seen the roads around there?
Absolutely terrible.
Whale sharks in all the puddles, flapping about.
On rollerblades.
That is how deep some of the potholes are around there, aren't they?
Crazy.
They are crazy.
We'll do a video on the
We should.
state
Do
of
you know
the
that one bit
roads
between? So if you're going out of Ilfracombe between Mullicott and then like Fox Hunters,
yeah,
and that whole bit, mainly coming the other way, is actually worse though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Awful.
We should do a video about the roads
and that bit just before big campsite on your way out.
Which way?
Past On Hill Garage and then through that
Oh
way.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm about?
Yeah.
Awful up there. I donked that in Queen's van the other day. She was not impressed. Not impressed at all.
Well, when you got two cars coming like next to
she
each
said, "Why
other,
don't you just stop?" I was like, "What? Man, you stopped in the middle of the road." Like, she was like, "Yes, why didn't you?" I did was a donk. I felt really bad. But you know, when they're full of water as well, you can't tell if they're like an inch deep or 6 inches deep. Some of them, I'm not exaggerating, they're more than 6 inches deep. Just definitely. A hole in the road.
Definitely.
Absolutely terrible. I got a lot more to say about the sharks, really. I feel like a lot of people didn't kick off as much as some of those other cartoons did it.
Nah.
I just really liked it.
I remember it.
They were just cool. They were cool how they were so hench. Massive hench arms and like jaws full of teeth.
They did look
like how cool, basically how cool are sharks? But they had legs so they could get you. Rollerblades.
One was a professional drummer.
It's got IMDb rating. I mean, I would probably rate this from. It's going to be my lowest yet, probably. I liked it, but maybe 6.5.
Sixes, yeah.
It's IMDb rating still of 6.2. I mean, I'm still surprised how high that is.
No,
Again, I think it's what you say. Who's going to give a rating for it? It's only going to be people that watched it and loved it. But yeah, good old cartoon again. Good old 90s violence.
Yeah. 9, 10. So we finish on you, don't we?
No. Can you do maths?
Yeah, you just done 6, didn't you? Yeah, so 7, 8, 9, 10.
That can't be right then. Because I started.
Yes,
That must have been 7.
Not 7.
Anyway, go on. I can say I've done 4 now.
Right. probably one of the top most known cartoons ever made, ever.
What, more than Turtles?
More than Turtles, more than anything.
No. Can I guess then?
Go on then.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you're going to say, because you've mentioned it as well.
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Yeah, Simpsons. Yeah. Top.
You're right, I agree to that.
And there's nothing that the Simpsons hasn't done yet. Even to the point where people reckon that they're predicting the future. They've made so much content.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? They say they're predicting the future, which they haven't predicted it. They have done things that, like, years and years later have come true. It's because they've done everything.
Yeah.
Like, the chances are some of that's going to come true.
I wonder if
but some of it is weird, the stuff that's come true, isn't it? Don't you think?
I wonder if they've got, like, one of them algorithm machines and that they just, like, ask to write a storyline or something. Like an AI computer, and it comes up with mad stuff that might actually come true.
But some of this is before AI, isn't it, really? I mean,
yeah,
AI has been around longer than you think, in simpler ways.
There's a lot of stuff that you don't know what happens either. They're not.
Oh yeah, and there would have been...
I can't imagine they used it on Simpsons.
You wouldn't have thought so, would you? Maybe go to space. But what's the thing about Donald Trump episode?
Yeah, it's like showing...
He becomes president.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, it was well before the time.
Years and years and years and years before anyone even knew he was. He wasn't really famous or anything. He was a rich guy. You could probably Google him or whatever. It might be before people really Googled.
I think there was a video about the European Union before there was the European Union as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, there was like they're all stood around doing that. And there's been a few after as well, and there's things that have come out and they're like, is this gonna come true? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was on there, like McBain, but he became the governor.
Oh right, okay.
Before he was the governor of California, I'm pretty sure that was one. Yeah, stuff that they predicted. But it's just got endless amounts of possibilities and content on it.
Yeah. Do you know how many episodes there are? Because I started watching it with the kids, and we've got all of the series and all the episodes on the thing we watch it on, and I think it's over 600. It's like maybe 700, maybe even more. Definitely over 650 episodes. Yeah.
How many seasons is that?
30. I think it's 35, 36. Because we started on the last one. So different though, isn't it, from season 1 to now, like the drawings and stuff.
Totally different. I remember
it's quite different. Like, I don't know, it's a lot ruder now, isn't it? It's still on TV, isn't it? But
Sky 1 maybe.
Is it not on, like, because it used to be on like prime time, like 6 o'clock, wasn't it, on TV? I remember it being on.
They used to have videos of like a few of the episodes, and I remember as a kid going down the video hire shop. It was like Blockbusters, but it wasn't. It was just like some guys.
What, uptown?
No, this is when I lived up north.
Oh, okay.
And it was like some guy's shop, and he just used to have stacks and stacks of videos everywhere.
Like a comic book guy.
And you'd go in there and you'd ask him what, like something you want to see, and he'd know where it is in the shop. Like it's just literally piles and piles stacked everywhere, and like a few on shelves and that, and he'd just be able to go. And if it was like at the bottom of the pile...
You're talking about any film or just Simpsons stuff?
That was any film.
Oh, right, yeah.
But he'd just pull out a video, which is in a stack of like 50 or something from down the bottom without knocking them over and everything.
Like that?
But yeah, I remember going down there.
Flick it out like that.
Bart the General, that was like my favourite one as a kid.
Favourite episode?
Yeah. When Nelson used to bully him before Nelson was actually funny. And it was about Bart. What is he? He gets goes to his granddad, Abe, and he teaches him about like getting fit and war strategies and stuff. And all the kids in the school like pick on him and beat him up in the end. Pick on who? Nelson. Oh, okay. Nelson was beating up everyone. That was my favourite ever episode back when I was a kid. Really? Fair play. But you watch most of the new ones. I haven't seen most of the new ones. Yeah. Started watching them with the kids again. Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit weird. It was a bit ruder than I thought it was going to be, and He said there's a lot more innuendos in there.
Yeah, it's not like full swear words they use, but there are some swear words, not like the harsher ones, but definitely never used to be those sort of words on there.
It's kind of like South Park as well, so it's keeping that same audience and growing up with them as they're going up in levels.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, because what they and there's more like a lot more drug reference and stuff in there than there used to be. But I don't know if that's because a lot of it's like cannabis restaurants, which in a lot of America it's legal. Yeah. I mean, and that, so maybe that's part of that as well. I told you, didn't I, that episode I watched, and Duff Man, the beer guy, and then he quit being Duff Man for some reason. He might have got fired or he quit, and his daughter owned a cannabis shop, and he became the new like mascot for her, and he was called Puff Man.
Yeah,
Puff Man.
There was an old episode, I think, where Homer gets hooked on weed with Otto, the bus driver, or something. Oh, really? He starts living with him, and then he gets hooked on weed. Or something.
I think it's not even
ages ago.
Different episode. The start of it, Otto's driving the bus, and
he starts tripping out.
He's on LSD.
I remember that.
He's on acid, driving the school bus.
Yeah,
and it's right. I was like, what, really?
And that's on like 6 o'clock in the afternoon for kids. It's designed and targeted for kids, isn't it?
Get them hooked on LSD.
Interesting fact: Krusty the Clown was actually intended to be Homer's alter ego. If you look at a picture of Krusty, I know, yeah. If you look at a picture of Krusty and Homer, minus the hair and the nose, they are one and the same person. And you wouldn't really notice that.
No, you wouldn't until you say it and you look at it. You just got to look at Krusty. You can see straight away he's Homer.
Yeah,
it's the same head, exact same head and mouth in it.
Exactly the same head and mouth. You should check that out if you haven't noticed that one.
So that must have been going for years, isn't it? When's the first? It's got to be the oldest thing we've talked about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know when it started?
No.
Do you think it started before?
I reckon it started in the 80s.
Yeah, it's maybe not the oldest because but Wacky Racers was the oldest thing. I didn't realise that was that old, but I watched that in the 90s.
Yeah, this is like.
But this has been going the whole time, isn't it?
Different. It's a different kind of. It's more like slapstick.
No way. All right. When did it start? Can't find it.
Did you know that Mo's telephone number, it's written down here, 764843377, which is one digit more than a usual US number? His number actually spells out Smithers.
What? On the keypad?
Yeah,
like
so
that?
if you did it like that.
Oh, really?
Did you also know in France, like the dubbed version of The Simpsons in French,
yeah.
it's actually, when Homer says dough, it's translated to T-O, so toe.
Really? Why? Is that what French people say?
This is the way it is in France, yeah.
Is that what French people say?
Yeah.
Toe.
And in Spanish, in the Spanish version, Homer, instead of saying dough
or toe,
he says ouch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it must be because there's no equivalent.
Yeah.
In their language.
Well, it's not a thing though, is it? Dough only came from Simpsons.
I know. Yeah. That was like that's Homer's main catchphrase.
Yeah. You'd think that would just followed suit on all the others because it's not even a real thing.
No.
Can't translate something that's not a real thing. When do you say you reckon it came out? Got a date 80s. It was 80s. 89. It's still going now. Still going strong.
Just like this podcast.
Still going strong on episode 8.
30.
Nearly as many episodes as The Simpsons, but not quite.
We're in 1 hour 13 so far.
Alright. Right, so
these last two.
You're done with The Simpsons. What's the IMDb rating? Did you not tell us, Dave?
I didn't tell you.
Why?
I didn't tell you
because it's just too high for us to even
I reckon it's going to be a 9 something.
I mean, I would give that one
because it's got everything in it, and it's not particularly.
I'm going with an 8.9. That's what I think it should have. This is actually my highest yet.
Have you looked?
I'm looking.
I'm looking here.
Can't find it.
Actually, well, 8.7.
Yeah.
Which is high. It's almost a 9. It's not the highest one we've had yet, though, is it?
It's not the highest we've had. Is it not?
What was the other one? It was 9 something, wasn't it?
No, I think it's the highest we've had.
I think it was South Park, wasn't it?
It was South Park.
South Park, 8.7. South Park.
Same.
So they're both staying at the top.
Fair play. It's outrageous. Right. So.
Is this your second from
this
last?
Is my last. No, it's my last.
This is your last one.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna go with this one. It's one of my favourite.
This is 9 then.
Do you remember Hong Kong Phooey?
Yeah. Hong Kong Phooey.
It's a great code.
#1 super guy.
Hong Kong Phooey.
Faster than a human now.
That's so good.
So the tune was banging for that.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? The little start. So if people don't know what that was, it was a dog, wasn't it? Pretty slow dog.
He was a janitor in the police station.
Okay, yeah. Didn't really do a lot, did he? Lazy as. But he was also a superhero. Janitor by day, superhero.
I mean, superhero looks like he's wearing a bloody dressing gown and.
Yeah, well, I believe that's more of a meant to be like a karate robe thing. Yeah. But he did have those. Just that little black mask, so no one knew who he was, didn't he? Just over his eyes.
Only other dog in the world that could talk.
No one ever knew who he was, though, did they? Apart from his friend the cat. So he was like a superhero. He'd save the day every time, but in reality, he couldn't do anything. Could he? Didn't save the day. It was his friend the cat, wasn't it? That really massive fat cat that would just like catch the baddie, and then every time Hong Kong Phooey thought it was him.
Yeah.
And he'd just be like, "I'm so great." And the cat didn't care. He didn't want to take any credit for it. He's like, "I'm so good. You can think you're great." Save the day.
He used to jump through the filing cabinet, didn't he? And get changed.
Oh, really? Yeah, like Superman get changed in the box. Yeah. And then he'd fly out the back of the police station or whatever, wasn't
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that another? That's another Hanna-Barbera.
Is it?
Pretty sure it's the same sort of style.
So. Oh, it is. You're right there, Dave. You're kind of an expert, aren't you? Honestly.
Well,
that's a really old one again. Like, it's surprised me how old this is. Because again, I would have watched this in the 90s, but it came out in 74.
Really?
1974.
It does go with that whole disco vibe, I guess.
Yeah. There was only ever one season of it.
And the way the guy used to talk as well.
What? The police officer?
Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh, Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah. It's like
cool.
It's like disco cat.
Disco
like,
stew.
Yeah. Disco stew.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to explain. I don't know what was so great about it. It was just a cool guy. I think it's a theme tune would really get you in when it gets going.
It's the theme tune.
Theme tune would come on, and you'd be like, "Yeah, Hong Kong Phooey's on." It reminds me a little bit of like Top Cat, maybe. That sort of cartoony.
Of a Hanna-Barbera.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because they're all in the same style. Jetsons, Flintstones.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell by looking at that cartoon that it is a Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's a good thing we got you on this podcast, isn't it? To do cartoons. You're an absolute expert. It was great, but I'm going to rate it myself like 7.5. Probably is my lowest one yet, but I'm still saying that's still great to me. But IMDb rating, give it as a 6.9, which is high still, isn't it?
It is high.
I think Ed, my brother, if he go when he watches films, that's the thing he goes for. It basically says if it's not a 6 or something, like however good it looks and sounds, he won't watch it unless it's got a minimum of 6 IMDb rating. For a cartoon, 6.9 is pretty up there.
So if he's watching Hong Kong Fury,
he watched that with me again. He loved Hong Kong Fury. I'm sure he'd watch that again. I've got a lot more to say about Hong Kong Fury.
Nah,
was good. Maybe some people should go back and watch some of these.
My last one's a more recent one, and it's...
Oh yeah?
We discussed this, so I didn't know whether you were going to put it down, actually, because it's something that I told you to watch once, and I just stumbled across it one time on Netflix a while ago, and I got really into it, and it was a really good character, and there's not many facts about it. It's more just letting people know about it, go watch it if you haven't seen it, because it is pretty banging storyline and everything.
It hooks. The storyline is gripping. It's like you really feel for the characters and stuff, don't you?
It's hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, I know, it's really funny. It is a comedy, obviously, isn't it? But it's quite up and down. Like, do you know what I mean? You feel sad for the characters and stuff. Yeah. It's like a proper movie. The way it's like that. Like, you feel like you know all the characters, and a few of them die and stuff, don't they, along the way? It's like...
So it's called Final Space, if you haven't seen it. It used to be on Netflix, it's not on there anymore.
No.
But you can probably find it on something else, like one of them sticks or whatever, that you're not supposed to
Final Space stick.
But yeah, amazing. It is like really well done.
It is really good. We still reference it all the time now, don't we?
Yeah.
Main character.
The Gary.
The name called the Gary, he's called Gary, but like a couple of points. And there's only one point you think in the whole three seasons, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's only one point it gets called the Gary by the Lord's commander, isn't it?
Yeah.
The main evil guy.
Yeah, because
like, you must be the Gary.
Some of the characters in there are absolutely hilarious. There's that really camp guy.
Gearhead?
And he always the one that always talks about himself in the third person.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Gearhead's a pretty camp as well, isn't he?
Yeah. No, that Gearhead's, that's Rick and Morty, that.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah, you are right, yeah. He's the camp one in Rick and Morty.
Yeah. But yeah, if you haven't seen Final Space, and I'll give that, as it's a recent cartoon, it's just come out and everything, I'd give that an 8.5, just for the storyline and everything on it.
Yeah, I
don't really like recent stuff. There's not many recent things that I do like.
Nah, I was surprised how good it was. The storyline's really good. It's really gripping for a cartoon. It could be a movie if people played it.
Season.
You're not?
I don't know whether I watched it. Started watching it, but I don't. After the first season and then the second one. Second season is totally different from the first one.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And then the third season just goes even weirder. Even more.
You thought it couldn't get any weirder.
Yeah. I don't know whether I watched it all. I can't remember. Might have.
Characters are mad, aren't they? Absolutely mad.
Flaked or something.
Because they go into final space, don't they?
Mm.
And that Titan guy lets him in. Do you remember that?
I think
that is the third season.
Yeah, I think they started it with the point of it just being him, and then they realised, we're going to give you a budget because this has taken off really well, and then they just like, right, let's just go crazy with this.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like all that stuff was going to happen in the first season, did it? It was just about him being on a spaceship by himself.
Yeah, it quickly amps up and gets mad, doesn't it?
Crazy.
Because I started rewatching it again with the kids.
Did you?
Well, me and Noah watched it, and I started watching it with my youngest again, rewatching it. And to be fair, we didn't get that far into it, but I was surprised how quickly it got going.
Yeah.
I thought it took a while. I thought he was on his own for ages. He's in that spaceship to start with, and he like locked away as a prison sort of thing. The captain.
You're not a prisoner though.
With like Kevin.
I was trying to get a cookie, wasn't I?
I in my head that was like the first like 5 episodes of him just there talking. It was not. It's like 1 until it kicks in and all the other characters come.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. Like Jigglypuff. He comes in like episode 2 or something.
I don't think I was going to call him. Isn't it Squigglypuff, not Jigglypuff?
Jiggly. Jiggly.
Because I think the Jiggly. I was going to say it, and then I was like. Because Jigglypuff's off
Mario
Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah.
So what? That's what I was going to say though, and I can't.
It's not called either. It's not called Squigglypuff.
Squiggly. That's what he does. He makes a noise like that.
He's great. He's
a cute character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How can it be so cute when it's just a cartoon blob?
They give them so much.
You love him, don't you?
Character.
Yeah. He can't even talk either,
No.
can he? Apart from say his name. But when he says his name, he's saying all different things, isn't he? Mooncake, yeah, that's it.
Like
Why do we say jiggly?
Because it's the noise he makes. Squiggly, jiggly, or whatever like that. Trebor Mendes, that's the really
with
camp guy.
6 eyes, yeah.
He thinks he's like the best.
He's got a lisp, hasn't he?
Yeah, bloody hilarious. But yeah, if you ain't seen it, you need to go and see it because you're missing out on a great
best modern cartoon by far.
Best modern cartoon. I'll put
It's got what's the IMDb on it?
Did I give it a rating?
You said 8.5, and I'm going to agree with that. I think it's 8.5 all day long.
I think it is, isn't it?
Mm.
The IMDb rating, I'll be upset if it's low. It's really high actually, 8.2, which it well deserves.
Yeah.
Well deserves.
Yeah,
Great
a lot of effort's got into that.
Great storyline. So we've overrun a bit to what we normally do. But I
thought it was going to be a short episode, to be fair.
So did I. You know, we haven't even really gone off topic on it.
We haven't gone off topic at all. I didn't even ask how you were, Dave. But I know your shit.
Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad, Tom. I don't want to be here.
They've cracked straight on with it.
Really good. I enjoyed that. It seemed like it went quick.
Yeah. I mean, if people haven't seen some of these cartoons, just go back and watch them.
And we'll break some of these down for people to watch as well.
But Final Space, if you're going to watch anything, watch Final Space, but it's easiest to find. And I mean, a lot of stuff when you go back and watch is not as good as you remember it.
Yeah.
The Final Space is because we watched it in a matter of like years ago.
100%. I can't believe I stumbled across it. Really good fun.
Yeah, since that, I've tried to watch some more new cartoons that are on Netflix and stuff, and like, kind of alright, but nothing even compares to it. Do you know what I mean? Nothing's the same. Stuff that's comedies, but doesn't have a storyline that flows like that and doesn't pull you in and entrap you, like thinking.
You won't be able to think of what
for the character.
what's going to happen next either.
No.
Just goes
Yeah,
all over the place madness.
All over the place madness, but all does flow, doesn't it? It all joins together as well. There's bits. It does flip back and forward a little bit through time, so you can see why stuff's happened and things and why people do what they do. But yeah, great.
Yeah, so let's wrap that up. I'd just like to say also at this point in time we've got 226 subscribers. I'd like to say a big thank you to people who do subscribe and watch this.
That's on YouTube.
Yeah, or listen to this or watch any of our other stuff.
Or just view it without the voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am good looking. But yeah, and if you watch all this stuff, make an account, subscribe. Don't be shy. Helps us. We make more content.
Share.
And I want to make really, really good content as well. So like,
I want to make even better content.
But I mean, like, imagine if we got money for doing this. I want to pump it into. I'll get like a proper studio or something.
For the podcast?
Yeah, just for the podcast, and then we go out and
invest some time in it.
Do exactly.
Invest more time than we do invest in it.
I work night shifts all the time. I'm knackered. I'd love to be able to this would be my job, and I would make some really decent entertainment stuff.
I believe you would, Dave, as well.
I could put time into. I don't know if you've ever done video editing or anything like that, but it takes a long time. It is a lot of effort for not many views at this point and stage in our channel. But I know.
But we're going to push through, aren't we?
Oh, definitely. We're getting there. We're getting traction.
So share it with your friends.
Please do.
And enjoy the rest of your time.
Dptgtv.